Hey, buddy. Brah. Hey, man, that's a sweet heavy metal happy hour t-shirt. Where'd you pick that up?
Thanks, dude. I got it at the Toxic Radio shop.
Toxic Radio has a shop?
Yeah, dude. It's in the app or online at toxicradio.net.
That is sweet.
Yeah, and I also got a rockin' Toxic Radio hoodie and a Red Band Underground shirt. Dude, I'm gonna look so rockin' at the party tomorrow.
Well, I think you look pretty now.
Oh, wait, what?
The Toxic Radio shop is a place to get all your Toxic Radio gear. Shirts, hoodies, stickers. Find it at toxicradio.net or on the app. Don't buy it safe. Buy it toxic. Hey, where you going, man?
And the autumn wind brings them to the end.
It's fall, you say? Cooler weather? Check. Leaves turning brown? Check. Women in puffy vests? Check.
Pumpkin spice?
No, not that. Never that. The seasons may change, but Toxic Radio carries on.
Like a wayward son?
Stop that! Take us to the football game, the bonfire, the stroll through the park.
And the frat party?
No, not... Wait. Yes, that. Definitely the frat parties.
Woo!
When the weather gets chilly, Toxic Radio will be there to snuggle with you. Toxic Radio. Get infected.
With pumpkin spice.
Asshole.
Enjoying all that Toxic Radio has to offer? Well, make sure you like and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Be the first to find out about ticket giveaways, amazing guests, awesome contests, and Toxic Radio events. Just search Toxic Radio Live, all one word, and press that little button. Every time you do, someone here at Toxic Radio will get their wings.
Yay!
Well, not really.
Aww.
But we will get a warm, fuzzy feeling in our tummies. But then again, that just might be the beer. Anyway, like and follow us, and we will see you out there on the interwebs.
What's up, everyone? We are here. Eagles have lost again. We will talk about that. Not surprised. But it was an interesting game. Got to talk about grades. Got a lot to talk about. Overrated football stadium experiences. We're going to talk about that top 5. Me and Gene will give each of ours. Ton on the docket today. How you feeling today, Gene? Mean Gene.
Jeez, come on. I can't even get an introduction. You didn't even give your name, bro. What are we doing here? Mean! Woo! Gene.
My name is right on that tile right
I know,
there.
but you got to read it out, man. There's a podcast.
THEEGODFREY. Let me get closer to the mic.
Thank you.
Got to grab it by the shaft.
Well, that's not the only thing you grabbed by the shaft today.
No, not true. Not unless I'm paid.
All right, so I want to get into grades first. I already posted mine online.
Okay.
And I rewatched the game again. I'm a kind of a degenerate at this point.
Nice.
Watched the game 3 times at this point, full front to back.
Did it feel like torture watching the fourth quarter again?
You know what I really noticed in the third time watching it? How bad our defense is.
It's pretty bad. I wanted to talk about that when I get my grades. I don't like the design of the defense, which we've talked about, and I don't like. I just think the defense doesn't match the offense, but I'll get more into that later. It just doesn't make any sense to me, and it just seems like they're trying to do something rather than play to the strengths of their players, in my opinion. Maybe that's because I haven't seen the alternative, but it was like watching a hot rusty butter knife go through your heart at the end of that game. I knew what was going to happen when the way it was unfolding. I just did. When they got the ball, I was like, "Yeah, we're fucked." So, what was your grade for the defense? Since we're talking about it,
Jonathan Gannon was originally a C-. He was downgraded to a D after watching the game again.
A D. Okay, so you revised it. We did have a good time at the tailgate. Thank you to everybody that came out and listened to us. We had the Birds Z podcast there and Wire to Wire. broadcasting live for everybody that was at the tailgate. Appreciate that. It was a good time. I enjoyed myself. I brought a couple TVs out. Brought some food. We had some fun. We had a setup there. That's for sure.
Shout out to Toxic Radio for allowing us to have that opportunity.
Yeah, man. Thanks,
what a great
Mike.
time.
Mike's not even a football fan. He better rather be at home drinking hot chocolate playing World of Warcraft.
Why hot chocolate, though? I don't think that's the case.
I can see him drinking hot chocolate. It's got to be keto friendly, though. He's a keto guy.
Keto-friendly hot chocolate.
It probably exists. They got all kinds of keto crazy shit.
Okay. Jonathan Gannon got a D for me, and I want to break down a little bit. That soft zone defense is embarrassing to me, man. I can't continue to watch it week after week, and I feel like they have the personnel, and I'm tired of hearing that it's not the personnel, the chicken or the egg. It's the defense. It's the philosophy of the defensive coordinator. I'm tired of watching too many analysts that know what they're talking about going football and say that it's his philosophy. It's 100% Jonathan Gannon's philosophy. The defense takes on the role of its defense coordinator. There's no way you're going to tell me if, like, Rex Ryan was a defensive coordinator for the Eagles, we would be this soft.
Yeah, I give it a D, too. I mean, I would actually give it an F. I mean, D-. It's just horrible. I guess it's good enough for him not to get fired this week, right? But, I mean, that's about it. I just don't. That defense doesn't match the offense. And I'll give you an example of what I mean. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Let's just look at them for a second and just kind of do a comparison. Not saying that Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts are similar, but they're a strike-fast offense. At least they're supposed to be, which they haven't this year. And therefore, their defense is designed to play with a lead. However, our offense is not like that. We cannot strike fast like with a Tyreek Hill or a accurate deep ball from our quarterback. We are not going to score in 50 seconds. And when you have a defense that is predicated on something like that, you have to have the lead. We don't have the lead. We're trying to grind it out, run the ball, eat the clock. And the reason why this defensive philosophy is bad, and I think you might have heard this on the radio as well on the way in, we lost the time of possession and we ran the shit out of the ball. How does that even happen?
I mean, because we couldn't get stops.
Right.
Well, Justin Herbert completed, 80%
of passes, right?
80% of his passes, which to me is, I think it's the third time that's happened to us this season.
Keenan Allen had a big game, which we predicted last week. Ate us up, right?
Also, the Eagles are on pace to have the worst quarterback completion percentage allowed against them in NFL history.
I'd rather get...
hold on. Did you not in NFL history?
That's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
We're going to eat up again. Teddy doesn't throw the ball. He's not an amazing, but he's not a risk taker. He's going to take what the defense gives us. And when you play soft zone, he's just going to keep checking down. 7-yard pass, Cortland Sutton. 13-yard pass, Jerry Jeudy.
5-yard.
7-yard run, Javonte Williams.
Yeah. I know Eagles fans might be looking at our chops. Some looking at the Broncos. Do not. It's not as... And playing in Denver is not easy for any team. You hear pros talk about it all the time. But on top of that, don't underestimate that team. They went in there and whooped Dallas's ass last week on the road. Whooped their ass. Didn't win by a field goal. Whooped their ass.
They did.
And I wouldn't have picked that game for Dallas to get beat like that. I don't know about you, but I didn't.
Nobody would.
Yeah. A lot of games like that recently in the NFL, but the defense and the offense don't match. They don't make sense. And your defense and offense has to match.
Well, that defense doesn't match any offense.
That's true. But if you're gonna start running the ball, and that means you're gonna have less plays. You're gonna have less snaps. It's the opposite of Chip Kelly, right? You're gonna run the ball a lot, which I'm okay with. You have to have a defense that's gonna come up with stops, not be on the field all the time. And
Godfrey. You always have to have a defense that creates stops.
Yeah, but what?
Always. Doesn't matter what defense. Look, that defense doesn't match anything. It's like a match game. You flip over that defense, and it's a gaping hole.
Yeah, but if you score a lot, and the other team has to pass the ball because you're ahead, like the Chiefs, the reason why they don't have a good defense, they've never had a dominating defense. It's because teams get psyched out because they're like, oh, shit, they just scored at 50 seconds. They're ahead by 14-3. We have to pass now. And you see some teams not fall for it. The Tennessee Titans almost pulled it off in the playoffs against them, and they run the ball and they'll stick to the plan, but most teams don't. And you could get away with that on a team like that, but not on the Eagles. We don't score like that. We just can't. It doesn't. It doesn't match anything, you're right, but if you're a team that has a high scoring efficiency, you can get away with that, but you can't with our team. You can't. You can be competitive. I'm not saying you're going to win the Super Bowl, but the Chiefs have never been someone that's going to grind you out.
I just can never agree that a bad defense matches any offense. I don't care what offense it is. They can't match anything.
Well, you can hide it. I mean, the Titans were a great example. I mean, although I guess I look like I don't know what to talk about after the Rams game, but, part of the reason that Derrick Henry is great is he sets up the play action, and someone like that on your offense eats the shit out of the clock, and your defense is on the field less. You could hide it. You could hide a defense with an efficient offense, but listen, we don't have either on the Eagles. So.
The offense was as efficient as it gets this week.
Yeah, it was efficient. They scored, but I mean, are you satisfied with it? Do you think that's an offense that can compete going forward?
I never said they were. I don't think they are.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the last 8 games of the season will give the Eagles a little bit of hope, but you have to understand who they're going to play against these next 8 games. You're probably going to get Taylor Heineke twice. You're going to get Daniel Jones twice. You're going to get Mike White or whoever for the Jets. This week you got Teddy Two Gloves. You still got Trevor Siemian.
I think it's going to be Taysom Hill by the time we see them, but
I'm just saying, you're not going to play another good quarterback this year. And even Week 18 versus Dak, who knows if he's even playing?
Yeah, he's a little banged up.
Who knows if he's even playing Week 18? Not for banged up. They might have locked everything up that they need to lock up.
How about they win the week before with Cooper Rush and lose at home the next week with Dak Prescott? You would have told me I'm crazy.
Dallas looked bad. Dallas looked bad. With that being said, doesn't matter.
Does it make the Eagles loss a little less palatable?
No.
Yeah, me either.
We're 3-6.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I expected this season. I'm not disappointed.
By the way, we're 13 starts in, 14 starts in for Jalen Hurts. He looked better this week. I gave him an A-. A-.
That's fair. I gave him. I'm right around there. I gave him a B+. I don't really have anything against what he did. I just want to see him trust his offensive line.
He was a gamer.
He was a gamer. He was out there playing, made some good decisions, ran when he needed to run. But I feel like when you have an offense like that, and you can score, you could grind the clock out, and you have a defense that can't really make a stop, or you're not being aggressive at all, teams are going to give you that too. They're going to be like, oh, yeah, throw underneath all you want. Run the ball. Yeah, go ahead, no problem. Because they know they're going to get the ball back. I mean, it's that simple. And they know they can score and do what they want. I mean, Justin Herbert is giving what the defense gave him in that game, right? And he did it. They executed it. But they didn't dominate the Eagles. That's what's frustrating about it. I mean, I've never been a fan of this, but some people say they almost rather get blown out than lose a close game. How do you feel about that?
I'd rather lose a close game.
Yeah, me too.
I know it's gut-wrenching, but this Philadelphia Eagles team, I actually want them to lose.
Because you want Howie out.
Yes, I need Howie out. I've said this over and over again. I feel like I'm singing a song over and over again. Yeah, 32 of 38. I went to look it up. I just still got sick again. Justin Herbert was 32 of 38.
Impressive. Derek Carr the week before, similar.
I think Derek Carr was like 34 of 35. I'm kidding, but
it might not be far off.
No, I think he had 90%.
So how many runs did the Eagles have on that game?
They had a lot. They ran the ball a lot. Let me see how many designed runs they had.
Jordan Howard coming out of nowhere, dusting off himself. Here I come from the practice squad.
They had 31 designed runs.
Versus how many passes?
17.
Okay. 75% 25 ratio, roughly.
24 were designed pass plays, though. Jalen scrambled on 7 of his 10 runs.
Devontae Smith is looking like he's getting better every week, though.
The Slim Reaper.
I mean, I'm encouraged by that.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. I mean, listen, Ike Reese made a point that I was listening to him, and I feel...
Whatever happened to Ike Reese?
Well, I don't know. Whatever happened to him. They love that clip.
I love it, too.
He made a good point, and he said, if they draft another quarterback in this draft class, are they going to be much better than Jalen Hurts in the second year? I tend to agree that they won't, but I don't want Howie make a draft pick, so let's...
I don't want to draft a quarterback. I want Danger Russ.
I would love...
Give me Danger Russ.
Give me Russ. I'll take Russ.
That's what I want.
But is that just like fan speak and clickbait? Is that a real thing?
So who has more capital to trade for a quarterback?
No, that he actually wants to leave.
Yes, I think he wants to leave.
Okay. Listen, I would love that. I don't. I mean, how? All right,
He put out a list last year and goes, I don't want to get traded, but if you're going to trade me, here's the spots I'd like to go.
So his list didn't make kind of sense because O-line was one of his gripes, and he was like, let me go to Chicago. I guess because his wife or girlfriend Sierra is from there, but their O-line's atrocious. So
Their O-line is so bad.
yeah, but let's go to a place where the O-line sucks. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, Chicago's got their own issues. They need to get fired. That head coach,
And
the
the
GM.
Matt
They're
Nagy.
both awful.
Matt, a failure from the Andy Reid tree, which Matt Nagy is. Justin Fields did look pretty good.
Justin Fields, I told you, is a stud. If not the best quarterback out of this draft, I think he might be the second. I love Justin Fields. Big Justin Fields fan. I've been saying it for a year.
I wish the Eagles would have took him at 10. I know people. I mean, I just think he fell in their lap where it was at because the 49ers were smoking crack by moving up and then taking Trey Lance.
I just think the Philadelphia Eagles need to fire Howie Roseman so we can have someone making the right decisions in the front office. Like,
yeah, and that's why I'd rather have a trade.
I know what I need. All Philadelphia sports, but you see what the Phillies just did, right? They went out and got the one of the assistant scouting directors for Tampa Bay Rays.
Yeah,
guys are throwing 100 miles an hour in that bullpen. He's like, I want that.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe that. I hope that comes to fruition for the Phillies.
Finding talent is huge.
How many first-round picks do you give up for Russ? I would go 2 first rounds in a second. That would be my max.
100%. I don't think it's going
Would
to
you go
take
higher
that
than
much.
that?
I don't think it will take that much. He's going to be 33 next year.
The report for Deshaun Watson was 3 first-rounders.
He's
and 2 second-rounders.
25.
And 2 second-rounders for Deshaun Watson. 3 first.
Yeah, so what's the market for Deshaun Watson?
I don't know. That's Jay Glazer's reporting that was the offer, but the reason
they're not getting it. It's like the Sixers wanting 4 first-rounders and 2 players for Ben Simmons.
Dolphins got cold feet not because of the price, because they went all the alleged lawsuits settled before they did the trade, and that's where. And then they said the Texans are like, oh well, we might get more, and they're getting greedy now. I hope they get like a 3rd-round pick because I think anyway that's a whole nother conversation.
I'll take Watson too.
I would take Watson.
Give me Deshaun Watson. Give me Danger Russ. Give me a proven commodity quarterback, and then build your team around it.
Yeah, I'm with that. And besides, anyway, with Howie making 3 first-round picks, if he has 3 first-round picks, he there could be 3 swings and a miss with that guy.
No, Howie. We'll draft.
We'll bring it up when we get closer to the draft. And there's a metric that I've seen where you could look at the batting average of all the GMs around the league.
So I gave Gannon a D. You gave Gannon a D.
Yeah.
I gave Hurts an A-. You gave him a B+.
Yeah. So
we're not far off. Where'd you give Sirianni?
I mean, I give him. He did good. He didn't do horrible. I give him a C+. I don't think he did great. He didn't wow me, and I just feel like.
Well, so hold on. For people listening at home, I don't even know. How are you defining like, he did good? Like what do you look at to say he did good?
Because the bar is better than he's done, right? For me in my mind. So
give me just some are you looking for the offense to move the ball? Are you looking for the play calling? Are you looking for
him? I'm looking for him not to reinvent the fucking wheel and run the ball against a 32 ranked run defense and do what the game plan says you need to do based off what the team is bringing to the table. He wasn't doing that in certain games. This game, he actually did do that.
So what was your issue with him? Why not a B? Why not an A?
My issue with him is there's nothing where I'm like, okay, well, that was some really good strategy. I saw that was that was a bold move. He's playing with house money, right? And what I mean by that is no one expects him to make the playoffs. So if I want to see you steal and win, I want to see you as a coach. Doug did it, and he got maligned for it, and it didn't work out. I remember when he went for 2 against the Ravens the year before they won the Super Bowl, right? People roasted him for it. I'm like, for what? The fuck does that game matter? And to me, I wanted to see him do more things like that. The team was rolling. They were feeling confident. Let's try to steal a win here. Go for 2. I don't know. Kick an onside kick. Actually, they did do that, right? No. Wait, that was a different game. Never mind. Something just different because I feel like he's getting in a groove now doing what the game plan should call for based off what the other teams bring to the table, going against their weaknesses. I need to see him build on top of that. So it's just more of me not being impressed with him doing what any coach should roll out of bed and say, hey, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to run the ball against the Chargers.
I gave him a C also. I just wanted to understand what came into that. I can't give Nick Sirianni an A until I look at a game plan and look at a game and be like, I couldn't do that. Like, I look at everything Sirianni does as the NFL, as an Eagles NFL head coach. I'm like, I could do that. Like, I could call run plays. Like, I could call timeouts there. I could make that decision. Like, there's never a time where I watch him, like, in the moment, I'm like, I was actually really smart. I didn't think about that. It's next level thinking. Or I couldn't do that, what he did, or, like, design that play. I could do everything he's doing.
Let me give you a counter example of what would impress me, and I could just use last night's game as the best example of that. Brian Flores, they're playing roundhouse.
Oh, yes, that's right.
They blitzed the shit with the corner at Lamar Jackson with the cornerbacks because they were like, we're going to blitz him. And you know what? It worked.
Do you know they blitzed him 37% of the time?
You're right. Now, I want to see something like that.
Yeah.
Listen, have some balls to the game plan. Do something outside of the box.
They ran
and
cover,
that
they ran cover 0 that entire game.
And you
just send in the house.
You know what's crazy?
Every
You're like,
single play.
if they're running cover 0, they should be hitting some passes over the top. But they said to their safeties, no, you're going to keep that from happening. That was a gutsy game plan. I wouldn't have picked the Ravens to win. I don't know about you. I definitely didn't. And that was a gutsy game plan. That's the kind of stuff I need to see from a young head coach where I know you're going to have a losing season. I'd take Brian Flores over Nick Sirianni any day.
I think anybody would.
Anybody would. But he's not having a great season, but he's still coaching like he wants it, right? And
yes.
And that game right there was like, didn't see that coming. The team was playing hard. Albert Wilson's making fucking plays. By the way, the Ravens defense, to let Albert Wilson get behind him twice is atrocious. But anyway, Albert fucking Wilson. Really? Anyway, that's the counter example right there is I need to see stuff like that from him. Can you show me something like that, Nick? Show me what your high school coach brother has taught you when you're at Thanksgiving eating cranberry sauce or some shit like that. I'm tired of hearing about his high school coach family, too. Tired of that. And I don't even mind him talking about it. I'm tired of hearing about it because then other people talk about it. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about his high school coach family anymore. I'm sorry. Great, Nick. I'm glad you have a wide coaching tree and that you have a bunch of gym teachers in your family. Awesome.
Bunch of gym teachers. You're an ass. I love it.
Congratulations.
Bunch of gym teachers in your family. No, for obvious reasons, I think Nick Sirianni needs a lot of help in the NFL. I think that, I think one of the things that we look past all the time is that just like they compare him to Doug, and like Doug was a first-time head coach, wasn't interviewed by a lot of places, but you know what Doug did that Nick didn't? He had Frank Wright, who is well-versed in the NFL, been a coach for years.
Respect amongst his peers.
He had Jim Schwartz, who was a previous NFL head coach.
True.
They surrounded him with very good coaches.
True.
With Sirianni, they let him pick his whole staff, and everybody's a first-time D coordinator, first-time O coordinator, first-time head coach. Everybody's getting their feet wet at the same time. There's no veteran in the building being like, "No, Nick, you can't do that."
What do you think that was more of a product of people not wanting to work for Howie?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Maybe they said, Nick,
why
you
would
can
you
pick her
want
up
to,
because
all
no
right,
one
so
want to come here.
Why would you want to come to a bonfire?
I mean, I think some coaches will take the opportunity, but I think a veteran coach like you're describing, like a Jim Schwartz type,
even Brandon Staley didn't want to come here.
Yeah, they're not. And Brandon Staley, well, he was going to have his pick because he took a pee in the urinal next to Sean McVay. So it's like, oh, you're on Sean McVay's staff? Okay, you get to have a team now. Press Taylor and all those guys. I'm sorry, it cracks me up. It's like he's the hot staff.
Are you talking about Zach Taylor?
Is it whatever? Zach,
well, Press Taylor.
They're related. They're related. Same family.
No, but Zach Taylor's doing a good job in Cincinnati.
He's doing a decent job.
Brandon Staley's doing a good job in San Diego.
But everybody's trying to find the next Sean McVay right now, right? That's what everybody wants to do. That was the Eagles' attempt, even though it's not even close. That was their attempt at finding the next Sean McVay.
They wanted to find next Frank Wright.
Yeah, I mean, Sean McVay was a fairly unknown coordinator on Washington. He wasn't really a hot name when he came out, right? He was under Jay Gruden, right? So the Eagles were trying to go with the trend, and that is the trend right now. Let's find a next young, hot head coach. And, just saying. But I agree with
Sean McVay's not my top 3 coaches in the NFL.
Not mine. And
I don't think he's a bad head coach. I think he's a very good offensive mind.
Right.
I think Kyle Shanahan's a very good offensive mind. But with that being said, there's no way they're my top 3 coaches.
They're not mine either. Yeah, I like Kyle Shanahan's system, and McVay. I like his system too. But I think
Kyle Shanahan has 2 of the biggest blunders in Super Bowl history as a coach, and you have to understand that he has literally lost 2 Super Bowls because he got scared. Seriously, Atlanta and San Fran, both those Super Bowls, he had won. He was up 20-10 in the fourth quarter versus Kansas City. If you remember, right before the half, they had 1:35 left, and they sat on the ball in a 10-10 game in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't.
Played scared. Played scared.
And that's why
And then we'll follow it up with what he did with Atlanta, man.
And you can't play scared.
Blowing that 28-3 lead.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And that's why I always have respect for Doug, no matter the way it ended, because he helped the Eagles win a Super Bowl. But he did what a lot of people he didn't do what a lot of people do. He didn't play scared against the Patriots. He said, I'm going for it on fourth. I'm going to do a Philly special, which we didn't know was coming. I'm going to do some ballsy things because I'm playing with house money. We're here. We're going to win this. And that's when you got to do when you go after a prolific offense. You have to take the fight to them. And I don't get that feeling from Nick Sirianni that he's coming out there, I'm going to take the fight to this team. He's winning because he's winning games where he's the tallest midget. Now,
dog mentality, bro?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, water flowers, piss on them. All his weird-ass cliches.
Dog mentality.
Yeah.
Bro, and his definition of dog mentality is completely wrong, too.
Yeah, I didn't even listen to it.
Did you ever hear it?
No, what is it?
What would you think of when you hear dog mentality?
Dog mentality is, are you cornered like a dog? Is that
like
what
you would fight like a dog mentality, like, let me get out of that. Like I'm gonna fight and claw and scratch, right?
Yeah.
His idea of dog mentality is to be just forgetful of the last play.
Yeah.
I swear to God, he explained that. He's like, why, dogs just forget it. They don't get a bone one day. They're right at the door next day waiting for a bone. I'm like, that's literally your idea of dog mentality? I don't think anybody explains that as dog mentality.
Outside of his coaching ability,
Howie's
just so tone deaf to everything. Because how does he not look at that guy and be like, oh man, the Philadelphia media is just going to chew him up? Like when
I don't
they
think
interview
he cares.
He must not.
He needed another scapegoat to buy himself another 3 years in Philadelphia.
Don't.
Howie Roseman's a snake oil salesperson, bro.
Yeah, I mean, he's good at trades. I don't have a problem with the trades.
Yes, he's good at trades.
But the scouting,
period.
The thing about it is, if you're strong,
that's where it ends.
If you're a strong leader and you're in a leadership position, you have to know what you may not be good at and what you're good at.
Let me ask you a question. What do you think the number one job of a general manager is to do?
To put the proper places in peace for your organization to be successful.
I would say that 90% of it is to draft.
Okay.
Drafting the right people.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I'm glad you brought that up because I agree with you. The thing that bothers me about the Eagles, and I've been hearing a lot of grumblings about analytics, there's nothing wrong with analytics. However, what's wrong with analytics is when people only want to cherry pick the analytics. And I'm not talking about the critics. I'm talking about the people that want to use the analytics all the time. Analytics are not bad. But when it's unbalanced and you use too much analytics, it does become bad. And when you don't use enough analytics, it becomes bad on the other end. And the Eagles, I feel, are a classic example of too much analytics right now. And I definitely...
Give me an example.
Well, I mean, I'm hearing stories about, I forget his first name, but Jeffrey Lurie's son is around, and there's a whole analytics department in the Eagles, and I hear that they might be dictating why you should do certain things, and why this player would be good in this spot based off analytics. And I just think when you take the feel out of the coaching aspect of it, it's not all numbers, because numbers lie. And if numbers didn't lie, then you wouldn't see the Ravens lose last night based off the odds, and you wouldn't see numbers just lie sometimes. The math is always correct, but the way that people interpret the math is not.
Bro, you're a walking contradiction. Numbers lie, but the math is correct.
Well,
I need to get that on a friggin'
it's true.
recording.
I mean, if you go off the numbers of the odds and you're looking at, okay, well, I don't know what was how much were they favored by last night? And I know
it doesn't matter what the spread is. The spread is to generate people to bet in the NFL. Road teams going against home teams in the NFL.
But they're getting it off simulations that they run, and then they juice the numbers a little bit to get people to bet. But they're still running those numbers off simulations, though, right? The casinos.
No, they're not.
So how are they coming up with the numbers?
They come up with the numbers in which they can try to get 50% of the public on both sides of the bet. They want to just eat the juice. And if Vegas, and I'll tell you right now, when you see 70, 80% of money on one side and Vegas isn't moving the line, they're telling you what they know.
Yeah.
They don't care about who they think's going to win. They want 50% of the public on each side. That's what they want.
So the Eagles game was a good game for them.
No, it was a terrible game for them.
Well, the spread before the game went off, was it like 1.5? Was it 2? I can't remember. 1.5?
2.5, 1.5. It was anywhere.
And the Eagles lost by how much?
3.
There you go.
Doesn't mean it's good for them. That's actually terrible for them. 80% of the money was on the Chargers. So Vegas got smacked in the mouth.
Yeah,
They made that spread 3.5. They'd probably get a 50-50.
So
They thought the Eagles were going to win that game. That's why they made the spread the way it did.
Well, I just still think analytics in the Eagle sense can be overused in the Howie Roseman department because he doesn't have a feel for the game because he never has.
I'm never going to argue with you anything you said about Howie Roseman.
I mean,
Ever.
he doesn't
Stinks.
though. I mean, look at some of the picks. Like, it might work out, but the pick that sticks out of my head that's recent is, and we call him T-Rex, is that pick in the third round. Is it a horrible pick? No. Could you have made
Milton
better
Williams?
use? Yeah, could you have made a better pick in the third round? Is there other things you could have gone for?
I mean, yeah, of course you can, but you'll never know for another 3-4 years.
Could you got the same quality of player as an unsigned free agent at that position? Probably, right?
It's a third-round pick. I actually, it's funny. As much as I hate Howie Roseman, I give him credit for this draft. I don't think he did a bad job. Devontae Smith looks like every bit of a number one wide receiver. He picked up a first-round draft pick from Miami. Landon Dickerson looks like your future center, and he's playing very good left guard.
Yeah, he's been doing good.
So I judge drafts by the first and second round. Obviously, fifth, sixth, and seventh rounders are crapshoots. If you can get some of those guys to work out, you can really hit a home run on a draft. But I judge them by your first two picks. That is your pick of the litter, right?
Yeah.
You got to hit on them. And past
he
few
doesn't.
years, I understand that. So I hate him.
And the thing is sometimes you don't.
But he hit on him this year.
The best example is the Seahawks. I mean, Sherman was a fifth-round pick, right?
I think fifth. I think it was late
Earl Thomas
fifth.
was the first-round pick, right?
Yes, 16
Cam
or 17
Chancellor.
overall.
I don't know what round Cam Chancellor was in.
Second or third.
Okay, so that's a big fifth-round pick to hit on, but they hit on the first-round pick as well.
Correct. That's how you make drafts.
Right.
That's how you hit on drafts
That's the
hard.
missing link, and he hits on a Jordan Mailata, but
it took 3 years to hit on Jordan Mailata. They had Jordan Mailata in our system. They were talking about cutting Jordan Mailata last year.
Yeah.
They were talking about Jordan Mailata in our system for 3 years to hit on it. So, like, the Jordan Mailata pick, to me, doesn't mean anything.
And it was
they let him sit in the system for 3
It
years.
was a Jordan Mailata. It's nice that it worked out, but it was a definite
And who's
project
to say-
dart throw.
And who's to say it worked out? Because he's the starting left tackle now.
Well, you got.
He's
I mean,
been good
that's
this
true.
year for 6 games.
Yeah.
He's missed 2 already.
True.
He got absolutely ragdolled at versus the Raiders.
Yeah.
Absolutely ragdolled.
Was that Max Crosby that was ragdoll?
Max Crosby and Nick Ngakoue, they ragdolled him.
Yeah, they did ragdoll him. They did. Yeah, I mean we had similar grades on it, but I'm just looking for Nick Sirianni to show me something than the status quo.
Okay. Well, let's get into our next topic.
Okay.
We got our top 5 things that are. I want to do this 5-5, 4-4, 3-3. Is that okay with you?
That's fine with me.
Top 5 things that are overrated about going to the game.
Okay, you go first this week because
I don't mind. No issues whatsoever. My number 5 is parking. I think the parking, the $40 to park in the stadium, have people freaking beers and throw trash bags and throw footballs all over the goddamn parking lot and hit your car. There's no like real place you could park your car that's reasonable. That you're not going to get charcoal or shit thrown on your car. My number 5 is parking.
I would love to see the financials from parking during the Eagle season, like the final tally. Love to know what that would be. I agree with you on the parking, and the parking is it just in Dallas it's 80. I heard to park. Is that crazy? 80.
Godfrey.
80.
Godfrey. Fuck Dallas.
Well, fuck Dallas, but still 80. 80. That's crazy. 40 is crazy too. Yeah. So my 5 kind of cross sports, but Dollar Dog Night. I don't have something like that at the Eagles games, but they definitely have promotions sometimes. And I think when I see you with a trash bag full of hot dogs, yeah, I'm judging you. I'm sorry. If you feel
you don't want to see how many wieners you can fit in your mouth?
No, not me, man. I see people at places like that. They're like, you know what? Let me be a Scoos de Mod and let me go get as
You're
much
really
as I
going
can.
birds deep on this episode, huh?
Yeah, and when you have to have. First of all, the hot dogs are great with toppings on it, but they're not that great where you need like 50 of them. Let me get 50 hot dogs in a
I
trash
don't think
bag.
they're not good. I think they're very overrated, but
Yeah,
well.
50 hot dogs in a trash bag. Do we need 50 hot dogs? Really?
My number 4 is easy. My number 4 is the club box. The
You know-
luxury box is great. The club box, what, you have your own bar? There's
Define-
literally no difference.
Okay, so define this for me because I'm confused here. So I think I've been in a club box. So you're saying difference is just your own bar. You have your own bartender.
Yeah, you have your own bartender. You still pay for everything. It's not like a luxury box where you get like food and drinks included. You get like a climate control area. Club box is the second level. It's the second level. You
Okay,
can go up.
fair,
You have your
fair.
own bartender up there
I've
for
been
your one section.
I've been
So
in
you have to stand in line, but there's really no difference.
I've been in a luxury box one time,
Amazing.
and
That's not.
I can
overrated.
never watch a game in person again without feeling that same way. It was just your own pisser, your own beer, your own food.
Exactly.
You didn't have to go anywhere. You had a TV in there, a little handheld TV to watch a game. You could close the window if it's too cold. There's another TV in there. You're parked.
That's why I didn't say luxury box.
Yeah,
is overrated.
Good
Club
point,
box.
good one,
Club
good one,
box is
good
overrated
point.
though. Give me your number 4.
Okay. Being around other fans. Yeah.
I like this one.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Listen, I like to watch games alone.
It's
and,
not.
and it's a better TV product. But being around fans that are drunk as shit, it's cold as fuck, you're rowdy, you might start a fight, I might have to punch someone in the face. Being around other fans at an Eagles game, football game, totally fucking overrated. Let me pay a ton of fucking money to be around. I'm sorry, Eagles fans, I love you, but some of you are assholes. It's the truth. We wear it, we own it. I'll fight with you in a parking lot to the end of the day. Not, side by side, that's what I mean. And I'll defend you, but we definitely got some assholes in the ranks. And I just I don't dig it. I don't dig it.
So I thought you were going somewhere else with this, and I'll go there even though it's not on my list. I can't stand the couch quarterback that knows no idea what they're talking about.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Like the fan that just spews out dumb shit that means like they have no idea what they're watching.
How many runs are they down by?
Like he's just,
Is that strike 3 or 2?
I'll never forget it. It's not football, but I'm gonna tell the story. The Philadelphia Phillies were in the playoffs, and it was 2009. And, the guy was sitting there with his wife. They're all Phillies decked out. They got more Phillies apparel than I've ever bought in my life on their body. Like
Nice.
Phillies jersey, hat, scarf.
I
Like
think she was
everything.
wearing like a Phillies thong.
Maybe. But they were all Phillies decked out, right? So me and a couple of my buddies are watching the game at Dave & Buster's. And he goes, "You guys seem like big Phillies fans. HK, it stands for Home Run King, right?"
Oh, God, he baited
I
him?
said, "Wait, what?"
Oh,
Yeah,
he said that to you?
Yeah, Home Run King, right? I'm like, are you serious? And he goes, "Yeah, what does it stand for?" Howard wears it. I said, "Everybody wears it. It's Harry Callis." And he goes, "Oh." I'm like, "The announcer? Oh, the announcer guy. That's it."
Yeah, see, that works for Atlanta Braves fans, right? Because that doesn't work for Philadelphia Phillies fans.
That was terrible.
Yeah, that works for, no. Harry, they must have, like, tripped into the fan shop and, like, ran out and shit got, like, caught on Velcro as they were walking out or something. Like, the fuck do you not? Home Run King? Fuck out of here. Was
All
there a
right.
microphone next to the HK, too? To give it a hint? There probably was. I seen that logo. That's fucking horrible.
My number 3 is Chicky and Pete's.
Oh.
So Chicky and Pete's, first of all, Pete's a scumbag. I'm going to say that right now on the air. Pete Soroka is a piece of shit.
He
You're
is
talking about a guy
the
that doesn't
king.
pay his waitresses.
Stealing tips.
Stealing tips. Scum bag.
Yep.
And not to mention, he's got the most overrated product in the history of Philadelphia. Those goddamn crab fries, which are terrible. Chicky and Pete's throughout the stadium is terrible. Fuck Chicky and Pete's. Just period. I'll go on my rant about Chicky and Pete's. Screw them. They're overrated.
They are overrated. I mean, it looks like jizz in the cup. I'm sorry, it does.
I actually like the cheese sauce.
The cheese sauce looks like fucking jizz. Okay.
I like the cheese sauce.
I remember I was at a Flyers game.
Have you
Not-
ever had a cup of jizz?
No, but if
I don't
it
know.
looked like jizz, it would be that. And listen, picking American cheese is the worst fucking cheese you can use on fries. I don't care what anybody says. It's gooey as shit. And let me tell you something. I was there at the Niners game. It was the Donovan McNabb year, and it was snowed. It was a big-ass snowstorm. And this is another reason we'll talk about later. I don't like going to games in person. Someone gave me their free ticket. You know why? Because they couldn't fucking get there because there was 9 feet of snow on the ground. I go there, freeze my balls off. Snowballs are whizzing by my head. I waited in line, which will bring me to my number 3, for a fucking crab fries, and the goddamn cheese froze. It fucking froze. That's right. American cheese freezes, and it's shit. And that brings me to my number 3, which is waiting in line for food is fucking overrated. There is no food that is worth half the fucking game that your gluttonous fat ass is in the line waiting for. Sneak in a tasty cake or buy some fucking popcorn. I don't know, but it's overrated. The chicken fingers are overrated. They're not making it fresh to order. It's all in like a little fucking like buffet vat, and they're like, "Oh, here's your Here's your fucking chicken finger, you fat bastard. Go ahead, go home. And you're
$38, sir.
Yeah, here's $38, and then you get a greasy look from the Aramark worker, like, you got to tip me too? No, motherfucker, I'm not tipping you. It's $38.
Brad.
I just had to mortgage half my house to buy this fucking bratwurst.
Brad Huber is great on the line.
Yeah.
He goes, I hate the guy who stands up before every play, turns around and tells everyone, get up and make some noise.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Shut the fuck up and sit down, brother.
That's why I'd rather stay at home, because I don't have the only way that would work is if there's a fucking flat screen on the back of that guy's head or something.
So your number 3 was waiting in line for food. We didn't go over ours together. My number 2 is just the food, period. It's not good food. Like a slice of pizza at a Phillies at an Eagles game, it's like $8 and it sucks. That brings me to another group of people I can't stand, Lorenzo's. You want to talk about a shitty ass place for pizza?
Only good when you're drunk.
We made the pizza really big and extra greasy, and it sucks.
And
There's
we don't-
no crisp.
Yeah.
It's underrated. It's doughy. Lorenzo's stinks. They're in there. The only place that's
And
good
they
in there
sprinkle
is Shake.
Kool-Aid into the sauce.
The only place that's good in there is Shake Shack, and that's not nothing to do with Eagles food. The food is absolutely overrated. Their food stinks. Aramark stinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all bad. And that's
They're
the only place you can go and not have like a line around the corner is Aramark, because they suck and they're all miserable to deal with you. Like, you don't even want to talk to them. They're just like, what do you want?
Yeah.
Can I get your $40 hamburger and your $12 fries?
Your Tyson chicken wings you bought from the back of the shop, right? That you put into the flash fryer. Yeah,
That's
fuck that.
terrible. That's my number 2 is just overall the food. I'm fat. Take it from a fat guy. Food sucks.
Food's great at base. Some food is great at some baseball games though. But
Yeah, I mean, they have like places in there you can go,
yeah.
but like then you got to wait in line. And I don't mind waiting in line in a baseball game. Baseball games are like chill.
The Federal Donuts chicken sandwich is fire. It's fucking fire.
You sound like you had one or two of those.
Like 4 of them. It's fucking fire.
I like it.
I used to love the Schmitter. If you don't know about it, it's gone. But it had everything on it, and it was. You feel like a fat ass eating it, but it was delicious. Let's just say there's egg and salami in the same sandwich.
I got heads up, dude.
You ever had a Schmitter?
We're both fat asses. All right.
That's all right. But you ever have a Schmitter?
No, I haven't. There's too much stuff on it. I'm a very picky eater.
Okay. Well, you're not going to be down with the Schmitter.
I sat on the shitter. All right, what's your number 2?
My number 2 is being outside and experiencing a cold weather game. I often hear people say,
I like that.
I love a Thursday night cold game in December. How about you go fuck yourself and I'll stay at home? I don't want that. Let's go to a football game at like December 20th, when it's fucking minus 15 wind chill, freeze my nuts off. I can't even enjoy it. There's fucking peanuts and piss around everywhere. I'll stay at home, have my regular price beer, and be able to poop or pee whenever I want to, enjoy myself and not have to pay $40 for parking, then pay to get in. Fuck that.
For that $40 for parking, I can sit at my house with my 55-inch. You know what? Let me get to my number 1. My number 1 is actually going to the game. I think that the Eagles games are super overrated going to the game.
I couldn't agree more.
This works with the NFL more than anything.
So true.
It's a better version of the game at home. I want my replays. I want my own fucking clean bathroom. I want my controlled climate. For that 40 hours you spent in the park, not to mention the tickets and the food, I can get myself a 12-pack of beer, a pizza from a good spot, some fries, sit on my couch comfortable, watch TV on my 55-inch TV at home, and take a nap afterwards. I don't have to drive home drunk.
Yeah, that's a good point. And it makes you wonder, like, what did our grandparents do? They're like, we're gonna listen to a game on the radio.
Oh Jesus! My dad did that. My dad did that all the time. He would do yard work and listen to the Eagles game and listen to Merrill.
The announcers had to
why
have
don't you
skill.
watch it? It's on TV.
Announcers had to have skill. They had to really paint the picture back then.
Merrill's got a ton of skill.
Oh, definitely. We're blessed with Philadelphia's been blessed with world-class announcers. That's one thing. We might not have a ton of championship teams, but we got fucking announcers, okay?
We got the best announcers,
Yeah.
the GOAT of all announcers.
They
we got
know how
Callis,
to,
Merrill Reese.
Gene Hart.
I even like Zumoff.
Zumoff is good, yeah.
He's gone now. I actually like the new girl that got in for him.
I haven't watched a lot of Sixers yet, but I've been hearing.
I like them.
I've been hearing good feedback. Yeah, the product is so much better, and I laugh when I hear Roger Goodell say things like, "How can we get more fans in the seats? Well,
I don't think you want more fans in the seats.
I think they
Even
do.
the TV deals. They make way more money
They
off
do.
the TV deals than
But
they
they
do.
still have that damn
They got
blackout
the
rule.
streaming deals. You know what they did in San Fran? They added Wi-Fi to the whole stadium. Everything's lit up. It's like they want you to be on your iPad watching other games while you're there.
But you're fucked as a fan. They still have that blackout rule. Like if the game tickets don't sell out in your local market, it will black the game
That's
out.
just local, though.
I know,
I
but
can stream it on anything I want.
That back in the day, you used to get fucked. Though I remember that.
Bro,
When
remember
you-
that Eagles opening day versus the Buccaneers?
I
the Ricky
just was
Waters
going to
game.
talk about that. Yep.
That was the Ricky Waters game. For who?
Yep.
For what?
Yep. I remember that. Eric Rhett, Doug Peterson started that game.
He did.
Yep, I remember that. And you get fucked as a fan. But yeah, it's a way better product at home. And you know what? That's the way it's going to be. I'm sorry. Just baseball is the king of in sport, and basketball. Some people prefer hockey, but me and Tyler on the other side often like to joke.
Yo,
People watch hockey.
Brad's on fire. I have season tickets, and I sell pretty much all my games. I'd rather sit in front of my 80-inch surround sound TV with a beer fridge, my fridge full of beer, and a bathroom within 10 feet.
I'm gonna call
guy, Brad. My guy.
I'm gonna call bullshit on Brad. He's a Patriots fan. He's probably only been doing that since Brady left town. Stop lying. You were selling your Newton and your Mac Jones tickets. Stop fucking lying. He was like, "Oh, Mac Jones this year and Cam Newton. I'm out. Or was it gonna be JT Stedham or whatever the fuck that guy's name is? So that was your one, right?
Yes.
My one. Gene's already told me he's gonna disagree. Is the tailgate? Now you might
That's so absurd.
you might say that's
the only thing
crazy.
that's good about going to the game.
I just don't enjoy the tailgate. And I'm gonna tell you why. I don't want to be
You
Michael.
know, like people.
I don't want to be Michael Scott getting punched by one of my fellow fans because I decided to wear a different jersey.
Don't wear a different jersey then.
Listen,
We'll
here's my
step
thing.
on the tracks when the train's
It
coming
has
through.
less to do really with about football than I know people have been down there drinking since 8 p.m. or 8 a.m. 7. And if you can handle yourself a drink, God bless you. Do your thing. I'm not hating on you for that. But there's a lot of people that can't. And I just don't want to go in that environment. And I'd rather be at home watching the game. And I'll go to tailgate to support my show, other people's shows. If they ask me to come down, Gene's like, hey, why are I going to tailgate? I'll come down, support. But it's definitely not my number one thing by far to do on football Sunday. I'm more content personally being at home, setting my fantasy football lineups, watching all the pre-games, relaxing. My dog's there, and I just enjoy it. I got a 90-inch projector screen, and I just feel like I enjoy that more than going to a tailgate. And I just feel like when I go to a tailgate, and I know you feel this way because I saw you suffer this. You're like, Matt, let me borrow this battery pack because your shit was running out. You got to see the scores.
That's different.
You got to see the games, and you're like, I can't see the games. Like, it's not even just about the Eagles game. It's like you're struggling to see the other games. And I'm just saying.
I also had a softball.
That's
game
why I
that
bought
morning.
two
I
games.
was out of the house at 7 a.m. that day.
I brought 2 TVs.
My voice is still gone from Sunday.
It was a
Like,
fun day.
I'm just barely recovering. I had a great time there.
Yeah.
This is why I was having such a good time and you were just chilling.
It was, but who brought
I love tailgates.
Who brought 2 TVs to the tailgate like the MVP?
Smart man.
This guy had Sunday Ticket on and the red zone for everybody to watch.
We appreciate that. All right, let's get into the game this week.
Okay. Who are they playing? Just kidding, Broncos.
I was going to say, bro, you better fucking exit stage right if you don't know who they're playing this week.
Teddy Two Gloves?
Yeah. Well, how do you think the game's going to go?
Well,
3-7?
Yeah, I think 3-7. I think listen, Teddy Two Gloves isn't impressive, but he knows, for the most part, not how to lose his team a game and take advantage where he can. I think the Eagles are going to have to stop them. I think Javonte Williams is ready to break out. He kind of already did last week.
I agree.
I think he's the best back coming out of draft. People might say Najee Harris. I'm sticking
You're
to my
on
guns.
drugs.
I'm sticking to my guns. Javonte Williams.
He's not better than Najee Harris.
Well, we'll see how that plays out. But
We're watching how it plays out. Najee Harris is a lot better.
he's a great back. But Najee Harris is on a lot better of a team, although a bad offensive
No,
line.
he's not. The offensive line's way worse.
But,
Their quarterback's worse, too.
Broncos, you think Teddy Bridgewater's better than Ben Roethlisberger?
Yes. Right now, yes.
Mm.
Ben Roethlisberger stinks. Did you watch
does.
that game on Monday night?
So does Teddy.
I watched a fix happen on Monday Night Football. Like, I literally watched a fix game happen. Tony Corrente should be – I can't say it on the air. Tony Corrente should be fired.
You weren't happy with the hip check?
Oh, my God. I don't want to get into that.
But
That's
Let
terrible.
me ask you a question about that real quick, and then we'll get back to the game. So I think that was a horrible call. I agree 100% on what you're saying.
One horrible call. It was like 14. Okay.
Right, but that one specifically with the taunting, which
Yeah.
I hate in general. I think it's a horrible thing about NFL. right before that, there was a couple plays before that where he did a roundhouse kick. Do you think it was like a I owe you one call because he didn't call that on him? Like Marsh did you remember seeing him do like a roundhouse kick after he got to the quarterback? Like he jumped up in there and just spun around and did a roundhouse kick.
Do you understand?
I'm not saying that's right, but do you think that's what he was thinking?
Do you understand what Cassius Marsh went through to get in that game?
Yeah,
he was on the Steelers, right?
Yeah.
He was cut.
Mm-hmm.
He was put on the Bears practice squad.
And then they called him up.
That was the first game they called him up. Played against his old team that cut him. He got a sack at a big moment in the fourth quarter. And Tony Corrente ruined that moment for him.
Yeah.
I almost said he should be. I really want to say something really fucked up. I'm
going to lose my shit if refs in the NFL start becoming like umpires in baseball where they want to be part of the show.
They already are. Ed Hockley, you're welcome.
Yeah, but
wants to flex every show and wear a schmedium-ass shirt.
Schmedium shirt. That is true about the schmedium shirt, but he's not. Is anybody as big as Joe
West?
Yeah.
On the offense, like does it every friggin' play.
Yeah, that was wild.
Joke.
But I don't think I think Javonte Williams is great, but we'll see. I mean, I'm high on him.
You're high.
Either way, he's a great back. I mean, you love.
I got news for you. I don't think he's the best running back on his team that came out of that.
On his team?
Yeah.
That came out of that draft. You mean?
Yeah.
Who's on this team?
Michael Carter.
Oh, you meant on his college team?
Yes.
Nah, Javonte Williams better than him.
I like Michael Carter a ton. I think he's gonna be a stud for the New York Jets.
Okay.
I think Javonte Williams is really good. Don't get it twisted.
He's
Javonte Williams' ceiling to me is Aaron Jones.
That's pretty goddamn good.
That's his ceiling. Najee Harris' ceiling.
So you think Michael Carter's ceiling is higher than Aaron Jones?
Yes.
Ooh, give me a similar comparison.
A ceiling. Let me think. Because I gotta get this. I don't want to go too nuts. I think Michael Carter's very good, but
I think he's too small.
Give me a second.
But
I will give you one. I promise.
He could be. I mean, listen, that's
small?
why they play the games.
My guy.
I mean, listen, smaller backs have a harder time staying healthy long term in the league. Not all the time, but most of the time. It's the truth.
Alvin Kamara.
Okay, that's a good ceiling.
That's a ceiling.
Now, do you think Alvin Kamara is as good in a different system?
Yes.
Okay. He could have been an Eagle, guys. Just remember that.
You're right. All right, let's get back to the game. We got running out of time. Throw us out of here.
All right. Well, there's nobody coming on after us, right?
They're gonna throw us out of here.
There's a knitting show. So, yeah. Predictions for the game. You want to go first? What is the defense?
Whatever you want.
What does the defense need to do? I mean,
the defense needs to need to be more aggressive. Make Teddy Bridgewater beat you over the top. Make him beat you on throwing the ball downfield. They need to be aggressive. They need to stop the run. They need to stop the short passes. They need to stop Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, Noah Fant. You have to stop those 7, 8, 10, 14-yard routes.
This is what's puzzling.
Make Teddy Bridgewater throw the ball 35 yards downfield to beat you.
This is what's puzzling about our defense. So Darius Slay having a great season. Teddy Bridgewater isn't known for a great, accurate deep ball. And if the defense plans like they usually do, they're going to give him exactly what he does well. Pass over the fucking middle.
That's my point.
It's like Javonte Williams out the backfield, Melvin Gordon out the backfield, Noah Fant over the middle.
Absolute point.
Albert O over the middle, Jerry Jeudy on a slant. Albert O, you know how to say his last name? Because I don't.
Oh, I don't.
He's a pretty talented backup.
Who's Albert O?
He came from Iowa, pretty good tight end. He's good. When he backs up for him, he's a good player.
I don't even know who that guy is.
Abala Gwane, or it's whatever.
I believe you.
He's a Samoan dude. But anyway.
Oh, was he the guy that filled in for Fant when Fant was out?
Yeah.
With COVID restrictions or whatever.
Yeah. Last year too, and he played well when Fant was hurt with the ankle. But they have weapons on that team. If they had a really good, competent quarterback, they'd be a dangerous offense. I think Teddy Bridgewater isn't horrible. But he's just not going to really make them ascend.
Okay.
But the Eagles, the way they set up their defense, they could force him to have to take away the middle. Do what Bill Belichick would do. What would BC do, right? WWBC. All right. I think I did
BC.
Bill Belichick. I forgot that this C's the cheat.
You like the PBC, right? That's like what you're into.
Or PCC or
BBC.
No, the PPC. No.
Got it.
No. Not into that. Nice try. But I will tell you that he should do he should take away the middle of the field. That's what Belichick would do. Take away what the strength is from that quarterback or the particular player.
Okay.
And that's what they should do, but they won't. So that's why I'm picking against the Eagles. That's what they need to do, but they won't do it. That's my take on the defense. I mean, I just don't see it happening. Offense, I'll let you start that off. I don't.
The offense is not going to be able to run the ball like they have the last 2 weeks. The Broncos are 8th in the league against the run.
Stop run defense, yeah.
They have a very good run defense. They also have probably, if not the best secondary, one of the best secondaries.
No,
in the
is
league.
Surtain out? He's hurt, right?
Surtain probably won't play. It doesn't really
He's on.
matter.
Is he on IR? I think 3-week IR. I could be wrong, but
Why do you stop me in the middle of my point to ask me weird questions?
well, it's not weird. I think doesn't that factor in?
It does. They have a very good secondary. So I think that the Broncos' overall defense will slow down the Eagles. I think it'll be a low-scoring game. I think Jalen Hurts is going to look really bad. I don't think they're going to be able to run the football. If the Eagles win this game, they're going to have to win it with their defense, which doesn't give me too much promise or hope. I'll go 2017 Broncos.
Low scoring. Do you have any credence into the Mile High effect?
Oh, of course. Of course. I don't know how you don't have credence into the Mile High effect.
Right.
Playing football a mile high, like when you're not used to it, breathing, there's players. Tevin Coleman used to not be able to play there.
Yeah.
Because of the altitude.
Yep. Oh, it was another guy too.
You
John Brown.
Bro, there's a statistic in the NBA that's absolutely absurd playing at Denver. I'm not kidding with you. Like, if you play a game the night before and then go to Denver, I think, for the last 4 years, the teams are 4-38.
Yeah.
On a back-to-back at Denver the next night.
Yeah,
It's absurd.
I would like to see a battle though, because
I'd like to see a battle too
of not Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith and Patrick Surtain, because they did used to practice against each other, right? I'm
90% sure Patrick Surtain's out, actually.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It's not really giving me a good barometer. It said he didn't practice. But I'm seeing an old one on Wednesday, so I don't know if that's been updated. But that'd have been a nice matchup to see. I don't know if Jalen Hurts does well. I think you got to keep running the ball, regardless of them having a stout run defense. You're gonna have to challenge them on it. You're gonna have to eat the clock, and you're going to have to physically beat them down. Is it going to be pretty? No. I don't know. I think the Eagles are going to be able to keep the pass game in check. Courtland Sutton's a good receiver, but I think Darius Slay's going to shut him down. You think they would have him shadow him in coverage? I'm not sure if they've been doing it.
Surtain is going to play.
Oh, he is? Okay, so it's not good for the Eagles either. Surtain's a good player. But do you think the Eagles are going to does Slay shadow people in coverage? The number ones in coverage, or are they? I can't remember.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
But there's no number one on Denver.
Well, Courtland Sutton, I think, is your number one.
Jerry Jeudy's a better receiver.
Think so? Yeah.
100%. Yes. Jerry Jeudy's an elite route runner.
He's an elite route runner. He's a way better route
Jerry
runner.
Jeudy's going to be a stud when they get a quarterback there. When Aaron Rodgers goes there next year, you better watch out for the Broncos.
You think that's where he's going?
90%.
I think it's a good chance he goes there. I was picking another team until Derek Carr started playing well. I thought he was going to go to the Raiders. More glitzy, more glam for him. But so we'll see. That'll be interesting. I think they got to listen. Running the ball is tired as far as a strategy, but how about let's run the ball and set up the play action. Maybe try to throw a couple deep balls. Let's see if Jalen's approved on that, if he's been working on it. You're going to have to start playing with house money. If people don't expect you to win, you're going to have to start taking some risks.
Run a trick play.
Sure, run a trick. Something. I mean, to me, it's a pretty damn vanilla
Show
offense.
me some creativity.
Right.
Fake a punt.
And creativity isn't isn't running out of shotgun constantly, right? That wouldn't be creativity.
Oh, Jesus.
So
give me a score prediction, Godfrey.
I think the Eagles keep it close, but I think they lose. And I think it's not going to be a high-scoring game because, I don't think that's the style of, the Broncos unless the Eagles commit some kind of turnovers on offense and the defense takes advantage. But I think it will be higher scoring than Gene thinks. I'm thinking 27-20 Broncos.
Okay. Do you want to do quote next or do you want to do Counterfeit Green?
Let's go. You go first with the quote because I got to fly on that.
I love this one for Philadelphia for anything. Only losers make excuses. Winners are too busy making history.
I like that one.
I love that quote. Losers make excuses. There's no excuse. I don't want to hear excuse about the players on defense, the scheme. Nick Sirianni hired these people. I don't want to hear excuses for Howie Roseman that Nick Sirianni's not doing well. He's the scapegoat. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear excuses that we're stuck with Jalen Hurts because you made a bad trade and get rid of Carson Wentz. I don't want to hear it. Losers make excuses. Winners make history. Make history.
One thing I'll say about Jalen Hurts is he doesn't make excuses.
I agree.
And
he doesn't. He's not a
he does
loser.
have a good mentality.
He's not a loser, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I like Jalen Hurts. I like Jalen Hurts. I just don't think he's that good of a quarterback. Is that funny? I don't know.
No, it's not. I think
He's a better Taysom Hill. That's what he is.
I mean,
Sorry.
I think that kind of describes Teddy Bridgewater early on in his career. To be
What?
honest. He wasn't really a great quarterback, but he was a great guy that people liked. He did the right things.
Okay, you're using that comparison. Got it.
Yeah. I mean, I think that reminds me kind of Teddy in a way. A lot of people like Teddy.
I was just say Jalen's a lot more mobile than Teddy. I
Yes.
think you're talking about their
I agree on
football
that.
game. I got you.
I agree on that. And he had a horrible offensive play caller in Minnesota then, but that's a whole nother story. Mine's a Derek Jeter quote. There may be people that have more talent than you, but there's no excuse for anyone to work harder than you do. And I do feel like Jalen Hurts works hard. So I do feel that good about that. If he was playing the way he did and Stunk and Philly fans sniffed that he wasn't working hard, oh my God, it would be like a fucking all-out nightmare war. Like, people would be losing their mind. But they don't get that feeling from him. And I do have some hope for him because, we love heart in this town. It's the truth. I mean, it's how this city's always been. And the kid does have heart. So it's not hard to root for him, which is good. Because, I hate when you have to root for someone that you really don't like. And I always felt that way about Ben Simmons, but now he's really sealed it for me. Dunked it.
Shocker.
Shocker, yeah.
All right, so who's your counterfeit green this week? You go first.
My counterfeit green.
I went first in everything this show.
Oh, man. My counterfeit green is the Eagles' run game. I think they did well and they're executing well.
It's a really good one.
But just don't think that the Eagles' run game is going to ride you into victory because it's not. You need more than just that. You need that, but you need that. And I hear a lot of fans are like, well, we ran the ball and, this, that. And you have to. I agree. No argument there. But I do believe that there's got to be something built off that run game. That's the whole point of the run game, right, is you get it going, play action, you get in a rhythm, you get your team in a rhythm, the guys are run blocking, the road grading, and then you build off of that. Not just run. And that's what I felt last week was, well, we were just going to run, and then we'll see what happens. And we need more than that. And I feel like that's the counterfeit green of the Eagles fans feel like they were really close to a Chargers team last week. They weren't that close. The score wasn't indicative of how far apart I felt the game was. So that's my counterfeit green.
My counterfeit green this week is the Eagles' defensive line, blaming the scheme for why they can't get pressure on the quarterback. I'm tired of hearing that.
Yeah.
I'm tired of it. We have invested more money in our defensive line than any other position on the field. You have Javon Hargrave. You have Fletcher Cox. You had Brandon Graham. You gave Sweat money. You got a first-round draft pick and Derek Barnett. I'm so sick of the Eagles placating this system as the reason they can't get pressure on the quarterback. You're getting paid to touch the quarterback. Get after the quarterback. I don't want to hear anything else. If you don't like the scheme, don't play in the scheme. Play hard. Play through the scheme. Shine regardless of the scheme. Fletcher Cox needs to get off social media. Responding to idiot fans have 24 followers is a dumb move. And some girl was sticking up for him. Did you see this?
No.
Some girl was sticking up for him, making fun of the guy.
Cringeworthy.
And he takes a shot at her, saying, that's why your ugly ass homie has a picture from the neck up. And she's like, I was sticking up for you. And then he had to give her a signed jersey and apologize. Fletcher Cox needs to shut up, man. Dude, you're not doing yourself any justice. So my counterfeit green right now is the Eagles' defensive line. And stop using Derek Barnett as your scapegoat. He's not the only player not playing great on a defensive line. I'm tired of using that as a scapegoat.
Yeah, that is getting old.
I'm tired of it. Javon Hargrave is good at rushing the passer. That's all he's good at. I love Javon Hargrave. Fletcher Cox takes too many plays off.
Yeah, he does. It's just, the trenches is where it starts. So
2 weeks ago, Ryan Kerrigan had the most pressures out of anybody in the backfield.
Do you think he's done a good job this year?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Is he? Yeah, that's.
You know who's done a good job?
Are we like a retirement home for like guys in the division that, haven't? They're
Give
done.
me another example outside Kerrigan.
No, that's he played.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
No, I feel like there's other players, not just at the end, but I'm thinking of. Nah, that wouldn't be true. I just saw to someone else, but he went somewhere else and did okay for a year. I was thinking of Golden Tate, but
Golden Tate.
yeah, Golden Showers Tate. By the way, his career ended really badly with Twitter, right? Wasn't there like a Twitter fight with this girl and the Giants and all that?
I just think that if you're a professional athlete making millions of dollars, you should stay the hell off Twitter.
Yeah, why get into
Have
it
like a
with people on
social
Twitter?
media machine, like a person that does that for you.
I wouldn't. If I was an athlete, I would not be interacting
Having
with
burner
fans.
accounts and doing dumb shit like that.
The KD burner accounts, easy money.
Jesus.
Why do they do that? I mean, I guess social media is a whole.
They're
whole
sensitive.
different-
That's why. It's a new school. They're sensitive. So I'm going 2017 Broncos. You're going 27-20 Broncos. Any final comments, my friend?
That's it. Be safe. Enjoy yourself. Have fun this game. Fuck tailgating. And that's it pretty much.
Somebody needs to beat the shit out of you.
For saying tailgating's overrated?
Yes, tailgating's the best part of the game.
Is
The
it?
6 hours you get to hang out with your Eagles fans before the game. That's the best part.
My list wouldn't be consistent if I said the fans and then I said I love tailgating.
Well, you get them before they get too drunk.
Yeah.
We had some really fun guys we talked to at Toxic Tailgate.
Oh, that's
Even
for
a
sure.
Chargers fan, Giants fan. I didn't give a shit. I talked to everybody there. Couple people still rocking that 11 jersey.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll talk about it next week. We'll get more into.
You know what? I'm gonna throw a topic at you that we'll give the fans next week. We're gonna do the top 5 violation jerseys next week.
Oh, I love that. I was doing that at the gate. Yes,
Yep.
done.
We're doing a
Done.
top 5
Done.
violation jerseys next week. Tune in for that next week, 7 p.m. And you can catch the show on the interwebs, as I like to say. But Amazon Music
on the line.
Yeah, Amazon Music, Google Podcast, iTunes, you name it. Type in Birds Deep. And this is the Godfrey, not saying goodbye, just saying take it deep.